Well, once again, they've let us take control of the interwebs. Welcome everyone along to episode number 70.
Wow.
Who knew of the Studio Rats Q&A live? Welcome along everyone. You are always welcome to our little Wednesday night shindig. My name's James Ivy.
I'm Paul Drew. I was just saying to James actually that I look forward to this. This is like part of my week that I just go, Wednesday night. This is nice. I'm thinking actually I'll talk. Can I talk about something later on? Can you remind me about another live thing that I've got an idea for?
A live thing. Okay, live thing.
Yes.
Anybody out there, remind us later if we forget as well.
And I tell you why, because it always starts off quite slow, and then we get more and more people that come on later on, and I want to
does.
So we've got a few people in the house already. So we've got Paul. Hi, Paul. K. Michael P's in the house. David Stockton, John Randall, the Geester, and Leonis Alpha. Is that a new name?
That's a new name. You are all very welcome as always. Paul, we'll get to your questions shortly. However, we always start with the craziness that is what we've been up to. Paul, I know what you've been up to because I spent most of the last week and the weekend with you. Should we tell the crazy people about the Arnolds?
Yeah, what a nice time you must have had. Yes, go on then. Yeah, tell them about the Arnolds. That was a bit mad, wasn't it?
It was. What was mad was being back to trade shows and events and stuff, and sharing it with 30,000 people at the NEC in Birmingham. For those of you who don't know what on earth we're talking about, last weekend or the weekend just gone was the Arnold Sports Festival UK. Arnold being, yes, that Arnold, the Governator, Mr. Schwarzenegger. He was supposed to be flying in. Sadly, he bailed at the last minute because of medical issues, but he still was beamed in by a satellite. We were joined in the lusciousness that is the NEC by Eddie the Beast Hall. Sylvester Stallone was there.
I've got to be honest, and obviously I know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is, and I know who Sylvester Stallone is, and Dolph Lundgren who were there. Yeah. But I didn't have a clue who Eddie Hall was. So
did you not? Okay, no. He was World's Strongest Man, and
I know that now. I know that now. But I didn't know. I mean, I don't follow any stuff. I mean, you're surprised because you look at my physique and you'd think that I would watch something like that. But yeah, no, it was good. It was good fun, wasn't it? It was good. But I mean, we were both saying about 5 minutes ago just how much it knocks it out of you.
It's absolutely exhausting. We were basically running sound, and Paul was doing all the video for the cheerleading and hip hop and gymnastics stage, which is a completely new thing for them, but it went down really well. We'll certainly be back there next year. I've already seen the plans for next year, and we have our own arena.
Oh wow! Okay.
There were a few issues. There always are, but generally, it was the first of this kind of show. Certainly, the first trade show I've done in 2.5 years. Thanks to all things COVID, it was great. We had a great time. If anybody from the Arnolds is watching, thank you. We had a great time. It was a fantastic show. Not that they probably do, because they're probably busy pumping iron or something. Walking around the trade show element of the show, I felt very out of my comfort zone.
Do you know the funniest thing? And we'll move on to music stuff in a minute. But the funniest thing was it was cold. It was cold in that arena because they're pumping in cold air. And there was all these guys just walking around like in like, like muscle shirts or like, and some of them, I mean, I think some of them look a bit porky personally. They're not all like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Some, like they've got a belly and they're walking around like this in the hall, just wearing like next to nothing. Same with the women. It was a bit ridiculous.
There was some
jump, just shivering.
There were some sights to be seen. However, Paul is now in. Are you completely familiar with the vocabulary of UK arm wrestling? Directly in front of our stage was the arm wrestling stage. Yes, believe it or not, it's a sport.
You watch one, it's interesting. You watch two, and it's just like, this is a bit dull.
And you watch, you're subjected to 50, and it's like
dull.
So dull. Paul will now for always be deep inside.
It's so strange. It's such like there's so much testosterone in that building, and that was from the women. Anyway, should we get the questions?
Yes.
Because
Indeed.
Paul Taylor's got a good question. Paul came in early. Thanks, Paul. Paul says, are you going to put it up?
I am.
Put it up. Paul Taylor says, hi, lads. Greeting from Cumbria. Hi, Paul. He says, I want to go back to Marshall on a budget. I play live in festivals and clubs, Marshall DSL 401C or new Marshall DSL 100 HR through my 2x12 cab. About 600 budget. Thoughts?
Okay, so I'm going to go the
go
route
first.
that I'll go the route he suggested.
Yeah.
The 401. I'm not sure if the 1 is actually a red herring, because the Marshall DSL 40C is actually the combo, and I'm sure that's a great thing.
There is a 401.
Is there? Okay, I couldn't find it on their current lineup.
No, it's not current.
Okay, fine. Marshall DSL 100. We had those at Butlins, and they sounded okay. But bear in mind the quality of guitar players we were getting through Butlins. However, I saw Gary Moore at the Monsters of Rock at the Sheffield Arena when he was second support. Believe it or not, he was second support to Whitesnake, and he was playing through 2 DSL 100s, and it was glorious. Now, has to be said, Gary Moore could play through a pig nose and a tea kettle, and it would still sound amazing. But it was a good noise.
Gary Moore, Miss Gary Moore, what a brilliant player.
One of my heroes.
Yeah.
However, Mr. Drew has what could be another way.
So can we just say, so I tried out the DSL 20. So I haven't tried out the DSL 401 or the DSL 100. So they might sound very different to what I'm about to talk about. But so we tried out the DSL Studio, no, the DSL 20. That was the head, wasn't it, that we got in?
Yes, yeah.
And it was a bit underwhelming, to be honest.
It's a bit fizzy. It's a bit fizzy.
That's the word for it. They're fizzy. So personally, I wouldn't go for a budget Marshall, because if you're going to go for Marshall, you want to go for a proper Marshall. Don't get one of the ones that are made in where they made Vietnam, I think, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So
now, this is the thing.
This
is the thing. I picked up that JCM 900 for £300.
Yep.
Now that was an exceptionally low price.
Yeah.
But still, it's a proper, what I'm going to refer to as proper 90s Marshall.
Yeah.
For £300, and it is it's a very loud £300.
JCM 900. Different beast. That's a different beast to to those amps you're talking, and you're probably talking that sort of price. I reckon you probably get a 900 for £600.
Yeah,
fantastic amp. A bit more high gain than an 800. Actually, quite a bit more high gain than an 800.
But you can wind it back. That if you get if you get the dual reverb, dual gain model like I've got, they're awesome. They're utterly awesome.
Yeah,
it was the amp I always wanted as a teenager.
Yeah.
But could never afford.
And also the thing about those older Marshalls, like the 900s, the 800s, you could take them to any repair shop and the guy would fix it like that, because they're so simple and they're laid out so well inside that they're just a dream. Something like the DSL, it's all printed circuit board stuff. I don't know. I'd probably stick away from that.
Or there is another way.
Well, there's 2 other options. So thinking about this stuff, if you've got a budget of £600, there are some bargains at the moment. So Mezza Boogie, which I know is not a Marshall, but
most people think Marshall is Boogie on a budget to a certain extent. Most of us long for a Boogie.
Well, this is the thing. So when we were growing up, Boogies were exotic. There weren't many in the UK. That is what you sought after. The Americans sought after Marshalls. So it was always, there were Marshalls in every single rehearsal studio you went in. So, to us, it wasn't, a Marshall isn't exciting. But you can pick up a secondhand Boogie, which are really expensive amps. You can easily pick up a good Boogie for £600.
Yeah. Just check out eBay and and enjoy it, because there are some great amps, not only heads but combos, if that's the way you want to go.
Yeah.
For next to no money.
Yeah, so good. And the other option, if you've got 600 quid, have a look at the Blue Gamp 1, the Blue Guitar Amp 1.
Yeah.
If you want Marshall tones, I promise you they're amazing. Just go and try them out. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, where are we?
We are there.
Greetings, K Michael P. He loved last week live with Blue. Yeah, what a great guy.
There was one comment on last week's live stream where I won't say the guy's name because, quite frankly, I've forgotten. Where he said, "There's a lot of nodding going on there. Those two guys are out of their depth." Do you know what? At no point did I actually feel out of my depth last week. Thomas was saying so much absolutely bang on the money stuff, and I was like, that makes complete and utter sense.
It's funny. Maybe people think, we do this because we don't know anything.
Or maybe think we're not that clever.
Well, I'm not. Fair enough. But anyway, next question.
Anywho.
Actually, should we get through all the evenings?
I'll do the show.
Hi, David. Hi, John. Hi, Geester. Hi, Leonis. Hi, Phil. Oh God, it's just jumped on me. Where are we? Hi, David. Hi, John. Hi, David. Hi, Keith. John Partridge says, "Do you want to get that one? You guys played any Tom Anderson guitars? Interested to know if they're better quality than a Sir, an SSS or HSS. I only have humbucker, but fancy something different." So
I have played Tom Andersons because a friend of mine had a couple. Very, very nice guitars. Very nice. I would certainly put them in the same sort of category as some of the high end. Do you remember Vigier?
Yeah, of course.
I remember them. Sir, obviously. Is it James Tyler?
James Tyler are a different league, not in quality but in price. They're just crazy money.
Yeah, but I don't think there are any better guitars, really.
No.
That's why that name came up. The Tom Anderson stuff is great. A friend of mine had two Tom Anderson Strats, and they were amazing.
Yeah. I've had at least one in the past. Yeah, really good. The pickups are quite good in them, but so Sir, are they better than Sirs? No.
I think at that sort of price range, it's you find the guitar that you want that has the features you want. If you're after an HSS or an SSH, as I'm after, then you'd be happy with either brand, I think.
Yeah, definitely. They're all great guitars. You wouldn't go, you wouldn't have one over the other over quality. They're both great. Larry North.
He's north of the border.
What's he doing in Fife?
He's probably making timber buildings or making timber roof structures or something like that. I don't really know. He's being safety first and safety second. That's what he's being.
Okay, that's what he's doing. Jeff Rock, you should be able to pick up a Victory Sheriff 22 for 600 quid. Another good shout, although it's only 22 watts.
Yeah.
It's a good point though. The Victory, the bigger one, the 40.
Yeah, but if you're looking for the same market as a DSL 100, that's quite a difference in actual volume.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for the 22, but I'd definitely go for the bigger one. Yeah. They're really good actually. The Sheriffs are really good because they've got that sort of plexi tone to them. They're really good. And also you don't have to crank them as loud as a Marshall. With the Marshall, you have to sort of really crank the power stage.
Yeah.
Well, the Victory Sheriff, you don't have to do that as much. All right, Safi, how you doing? Bruce Brooks says, totally agree with Paul about the repairs. I've literally repaired and modified over 100 non-PCB Marshalls, Fenders, high watts, etc., and can almost do it with his eyes closed. Bruce, I wish you lived in this country.
Yes, I do too. The modified bit is the bit that appeals.
Yeah, definitely. Jeff Rock says, also had a TSL 122 combo. It was a great amp. I drove from North Wales to Leeds. Sound Control. Who remembers them? Yeah. To pick it up. Nice one.
I remember Sound Control. I used to work in most of them at some point when I was repping.
Nice.
The craziness that was.
Sophie says, did you ever have a chance to compare Marshall JTM 45 with your favorite Marshalls? No, I haven't. I need to get in contact with Marshall again. I did contact them, but maybe I should just say, look, can you send us over a 45?
Yes, because that's a great amp, or it should be.
Yeah. Definitely.
Wow, that was quick. Right, bye then.
Is that it? Great.
That was it. We're at the bottom. Right. So it's quite a good week for new gear, isn't it? Or it certainly looks like it. And there's been announcements.
Are we doing that now? Or we can continue talking about other stuff? You want to do that now?
Right. Let's do other stuff. Tell me other stuff. I've just got some.
I'm just going back actually. I don't know who was talking about. Oh yeah, John Partridge. John, I don't know where you're based, but I have a Sir for sale. I've got a Sir HSS for sale. Someone's coming around to look at it on Friday. But if you're based in the UK, let me know.
That could be good. That could work.
Yeah, it's a cracking guitar, that is.
Bruce has got all. Hang on a second. Bruce has got all political on us.
With the political crap going on in my country, I almost wish I lived in. It goes on everywhere, mate. I wouldn't worry too much.
To be honest, in your country, at least you can get petrol. That's actually you can in ours these days because they've got the army delivering it. Let's not go there.
Gore Brooks says, "Do I get the same last name discount?" Good one.
Nice work. Right.
So, can I just say? So, this is what I'm looking for: a good 335.
Okay.
That is what
we know this.
Does everyone know this? Have I talked about this before?
No, because it's been me who's been looking for a 335 for years.
So I'm looking for. I'm really looking now for a good 335. I sold a couple of guitars.
What you're actually doing is you're trying to annoy me by getting the guitar that I really want, aren't you?
Yeah,
that's what you're doing.
That's the only reason why I'm doing it. But I will go and get it. I don't know if you saw the video because I released the video earlier.
I saw it.
But what a cracking guitar this is.
That is yummy.
See, I wasn't, and I didn't really like the gold hardware on it because I always think gold hardware. You know, like how in the 90s it was like there were so many guitars with gold hardware.
Like that one, yeah.
Yeah. So it just looks a little bit dated to me, but then no, it's great.
The finish is beautiful.
Yeah, do you remember when we tried these out in Guitar?
Yeah.
And pink, it's the same finish. It's the same finish, color, obviously. Yeah, it's like a matte. It's great. And they've like relicked it. I'm not sure their relicking is up to sort of Fender Custom Shop relicking. It looks like they've just dropped a couple of things on it.
Right. Okay.
But you know, it's great. It's a
the relicking on that white one we tried. I remember being amazing.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good relicking. Yeah. But yeah, really, really good guitars. Not cheap.
I'm going to say something quite controversial. I think of all your guitar collection, I think that's my favorite.
Is it?
Sonically, it's got a thing that I really liked the variation between the three pickups. It was really quite distinct between the three pickups.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I think if I keep it, which I'm thinking I am at the moment, I'm probably going to get the cold tap.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because
then it becomes a Telecaster rather than a wolf in sheep's clothing. But who cares? Because it sounds great.
Yeah, but really nice roasted.
Well, hyper roasted neck, isn't it?
Hyper roasted, yeah. Yeah, it's really, really good guitars. Really impressed with that, actually. What don't I like about it? Yeah, it needs a couple of tweaks. There's a little problem with the E string, but I'm going to take it into Guitar to get it fixed. But apart from that, wicked.
Lovely thing. What's the Sir you're getting rid of?
Oh, shall I show it?
Yeah. What do they call that? Seafoam green?
It is a seafoam green, yes, exactly. And it's a classic S.
That's very lovely.
Yeah, it's nice. But it's all going towards the 335 fund. Anyway, more questions? We got any more questions?
We have. There we go. From John Randall.
you sure you haven't missed any?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I have. Sorry.
You have. Paul Higgins. Hi, Paul. Is that a new name? I think Paul's a new
I think
name.
so. Yes, I think so.
Hello and greetings from Belgrade. Good vibes. Oh, nice one. Welcome, mate. Welcome.
Nice.
K. Michael P says our country has a lot of trans-vaccinated people. What's trans-vaccinated mean?
I don't know exactly what that means either, but I'm
We're
going to
going to get into that. Hey, I've got a vaccination story in a minute. Actually, it's as part of the news, but we'll talk about that. John Randall says, I'm usually a Telecaster or a PRS player, but fancy trying something with P90s. Any suggestions for under £1,000? Yes. Les Paul Special.
I'm in a similar boat, actually, John. I fancy something with P90s. Although I did see that the Jazzmaster has now got, they do a Jazzmaster with P90s and it looks really yummy. I've got quite into that kind of chunky, slightly bigger strap body thing with the Jaguar.
Oh, nice.
And the Jazzmaster thing looks really cool, and I like the idea of P90s on that. But hey, we'll see what December the 18th comes up with.
What's December the 18th?
The next guitar auction.
Oh, should I wait? No, I can't wait till December. I can't wait for December. No.
You'll know probably by mid-November what the lineup will be. So there'll be something there.
No, I've got. No, I'm too much of a spendthrift. So, any other suggestions for P90s? I mean, any sort of Gibson, any of the sort of special Gibson stuff, really good, and it's such a cool guitar as well. I think the the SGs and the Les Pauls of P90s really good. If you're looking for something secondhand and your budget can stretch a little bit further, PRS do a McCarty soap bar, which have got Seymour Duncan P90s in it.
Yes.
And they're not that sought after, so you can pick one up. I mean, it's going to be more than your budget, but might be worth looking at. And that's a guitar that's like, really sort of high quality.
Yes.
Next one. David Minogue says, please help. I play live with in-ears twice a week with just a pedal board, but I had to disable it and play with the Katana 100 drive and delay pedal, but I struggle with fitting in the mix. I wonder
if on-stage volume is what's causing the problems there, muddling the mix. Whereas if you're so used to playing just with ears,
hold on. So I play live with in-ears twice a week with just the pedal board. I had to disable it and play with the Katana 100. So why did you prefer the pedal board?
It sounds like you preferred the pedal board, but there was a problem.
Okay. With the Katana, so you have to choose the right output. You have to go into the software editor and you have to make the line output, if that's what you're using, which I imagine you are. If you're taking the line out at the back of the Katana, you have to switch it into live mode.
Yeah, so you got the speaker emulation coming out of the line output.
There's 3 different modes: live, off, or blend, something like that. And you want to use the one with the speaker emulator. Sorry, I can't remember what it is, and I haven't got one plugged in. And it should be all good. You'll probably find that if you want to make something sit in the mix, add a little bit more. If you're playing clean sounds, add something with a tiny bit of drive on it, and you'll find the Katana compresses a little bit and just fits in the mix a little bit nicer.
That also goes for bass as well. If you want a bass to sit in the mix, you can bring it up louder, but have it sit in the mix better with a bit of crunch on it. Definitely. Not too much, just a little bit.
You could download some patches. I've done loads of Katana patches on the website. You can have a look at those. And there's loads of videos where I explain how to create patches. Murphy Les Paul. Oh yes. See, that's the thing. See, this is. I mean, I can't afford a Murphy Lab, but this is the thing. I'm sick of. I mean, all my guitars there are great. I'm really happy with them. And it's taken me a long time to find the right ones. What I don't want to do with the 335 is to go and buy the wrong one. It's got to be the right one. It's got to be the 335.
The thing I've found, not just with guitars, but with I think with everything, with microphones, with studio gear, is when you're starting out, you think, oh, 100 quid on a mic, that's a lot of money to go and spend on the mic. And you think you buy your first proper 58 and you think, oh, 100 quid. And then you up the game a little bit and you go, well, 500 quid on a mic, that's quite a lot. And you kind of average all you give about 500 quid. Then it steps up to £1,000. Then it steps up to £3,000. And all of a sudden, all the things you buy are now between £3,000 or £4,000, which is ridiculous, utterly ridiculous for a piece of studio hardware or a microphone or a guitar. You get to that 4-figure boundary, and all of a sudden, dipping below that is like, I'm buying something rubbish. And the truth of the matter is, guitars between 500 quid and £1,000, you're going to get some amazing stuff. It might not be made in America, but you're going to get some amazing sounding and playing guitars for that money. Okay, it might be a PRS SE rather than a custom shop, or it might be a Gibson standard edition rather than a Murphy Lab. But you're going to get some amazing sounding guitars. But as Paul's just said, wait for the right one. Don't just go in and go, I want that one. I want that one. Because
I want that one.
You might get burned.
But that's the thing, the Murphy Lab, if I've got to save up a little bit more, or if I've got to get rid of another guitar that I'm not using as much to get the Murphy Lab, if that's the right one, then I'll do that. Because I want something that, I'm buying a guitar, so it's a lifelong investment. So when I retire and I don't need that many guitars, I've got one guitar, the rest are increasing.
But the truth of the matter is, the guitar is your main income producing thing. So it's not like someone going out and a collector going out and buying another guitar put on a wall. You're going to use this thing. Yeah. So you can't do the whole, I've got so many guitars, so you can't play them all, because I know you do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do. Actually,
yeah. Likewise, as do I. All these guitars get played at least once, if not twice a week.
Yeah.
So just wait for the right one. It'll be worth it.
Okay. David says we have backing tracks with pads and lots of instruments, so it's pretty heavy mix. I was tweaking the EQ the whole time. The amp was mic'd. I don't know what I was missing. Maybe I'm just not used
probably
to it.
On stage volume.
Why are you using if well, it's a stupid question I'm going to ask, but if your amp is mic'd, have you got to use in-ears? Is everyone else in ears?
I think it just sounds like you had a relatively silent stage. Now you've got this amplifier that's just totally wrecking everybody's in-ear mixes, and you can get around that by using the line output and using it like your old pedal board, effectively.
Yeah, that's that's definitely worth the go. Take the line out the back, David, and see if you prefer that.
Definitely.
Nice. Alec Bourne says, Alec Bourne, MIDI mad scientist. Evening all, signing in from Italy. Welcome, mate.
Very welcome.
Mike Aiton says 335. I fancy Collins. Well, Collins are nice, definitely. It hasn't. I mean, I know it's ridiculous.
It's not a 335. That's the only.
But technically, technically, it should be a Collins should be better. It should be better than a 335, but it hasn't got. I don't know. It's not a real 335.
Hasn't got the word Gibson on the headstock, is it? That's all it is.
No, and it shouldn't matter, and that shouldn't matter because the Collins is a superior instrument. Anyway. Hello from Worthing. Hi Lee, how you doing? Just down the road from me. K Michael P, transvaccinated. You think you are, so you are. Oh,
right. And at this point, we should.
Paul, thank you. Towards your 335 fund. Thanks, mate. Love the live shows and the vids. Appreciate your knowledge. Cheers, mate. That's very kind. Larry North, Powell got a 335 for 2K. Not awesome. Why not go Collins? See someone else's? I know they're great guitars. Collins are great. I've never played one, but I know they're great. Everyone raves about Collins. Tim Jarning? Nig?
Yeah, I'll go Nig. Yeah.
New to you guys. Welcome, mate. Really digging your stuff. What's the go-to amp rig you use in videos? Always sounds great. Thanks, mate. Oh, God, I'll unplug it.
He's blue, dabba dee dabba da.
Gets used in 90% of all the videos. And
It's a great piece of kit.
It's absolutely awesome. I'm going to do a video. I'm speaking to them about me doing a video comparing that edition with the Mercury edition. So we do a side-by-side comparison.
I'm quite keen to get myself one of those. When you speak to Paul, when you speak to Thomas, see if you can do me a
Sure.
Because I think that thing sounds great. And every time you've used it, I've gone, that sounds really good.
Really, it's so good. They're so good. Bruce Brooks just ordered a Gibson Les Paul Special Tribute P90. Awesome. Open box. Got it for $925 US dollars.
Wow.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, they're great guitars.
And
they're really cool as well. I really like that sort of scaled back Les Paul. It's sort of bare bones, no binding. I know you've got a studio, James.
Yep, I am. I haven't here right now. It's gone off to be tweaked, but
great.
Yeah, it's gone to Steve to make him do his magic with it.
Nice. That's gold hardware, isn't it? That's a gold hardware.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Those Cherry Studios came with gold hardware. Nice.
I love that guitar. I really do. That was an absolute steal of a guitar. It was £600.
Nice.
Very pleased.
Good price. Jeff Rock, Eastman, Gordon Smith, Reverend, Revolta all do great P90 options. They do. That's a really good shout, actually. Reverend, that's a really good shout. Gordon Smith, yeah, absolutely. Made in the UK. Eastman, Chinese, but sort of a custom shop.
Mm-hmm.
Revolta, haven't tried any Revolta stuff, although I know it's they look really good. But Reverend, that's a really good shout. Reverend guitar's great. Larry North or a Mockingbird. If it's good enough for Ariel Posen. What? Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of BC Rich Mockingbird.
So was I for a minute.
Ariel Posen is not going to be playing a BC Rich Mockingbird. No, yeah, those Mockingbirds. Do you remember that guy that I showed you the other day?
Yeah.
That really tasty player. I'll send you the video. I can't remember his name.
No,
he was playing Mockingbirds.
Yeah, really
nice looking guitars. Yeah, sounded fantastic as well.
But as we said earlier, or I think before we came online, you could put you could give a guitar to David Gilmour and it would still sound like David Gilmour. It doesn't matter what the brand was. It could be a Squier playing through a Mesa Boogie Tri-Rectifier. It would still sound like David Gilmour.
Yeah.
And I think I think the thing we have in our hands, as long as it's a functioning instrument and it plays nicely, it's not going to hinder you. And the amplifier we have behind us, so much of that is from us. So much of the noise that comes out of the speakers, the headphones, comes from us. It does not come from the electronics or the circuitry or the woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it does, but let's not forget that these have something to do with it. So
hold on. It's happened again.
It has happened again. Are you ready for this?
It's Jason, thank you so much, mate. That's very kind. Supporting the cause is all. Keep up the great work, guys. I enjoy it and appreciate what you do. Thanks, mate. It's an absolute pleasure. We don't do it for the money.
Definitely not.
If we did, we'd have definitely done something else. But anyway. Thanks, mate. It goes to a very nice drinks fund.
Mine all goes on sick horses. They don't know they're sick when I bet on them, but
I'm sure there's a gag in there. I'm sure it's a gag.
That was the gag. It all goes on sick horses. I don't know they're sick when I bet on them, but
I see. I get it. Very good.
Yeah.
David says, buy the Collins port. It's an investment. That's what I said to myself. Oh, hold on a second. I'm getting convinced now. There's 3 people that are just going on about. Okay, I'll check them out. I've got a feeling they're really expensive.
I think they're quite expensive from what I've looked at.
More than a 335.
Yeah.
I'd like to go into a shop where I can try them out. Where I can try some out compared.
And Peach got some.
Peach might have, yeah. That might be, yeah. Maybe I'll pop up to you and we do. Mind you, Peach won't let us film.
Why not?
Because they've got their own filmy thing, and they're apparently a bit precious.
Okay, well, we'll just go in there and take lots of pictures. We could be surreptitious. We could have like iPhones and stuff and start plugging out our pocket.
Can you do that though?
Of course, I can do that.
I'm not sure you can then release. Anyway, who cares? It's good. It's a good idea. Let's plan for that. Jeff says, I just purchased a Boss Katana 50 Mark II. How can I get a Dwayne Allman tone out of it? Nice one, mate.
Dwayne Allman. I mean, that's Voxy, isn't it?
Huh?
That's a Voxy type tone.
Do you know what? I mean, I know Dwayne Allman. I don't. Can you give me a Dwayne Allman song? Allman Brothers, I guess.
Jessica.
Can you give me another one?
That's the only one I can give you. Any other girls' names?
Sharon.
Sharon.
Okay, let me have a think about that, Jeff. I'm gonna have to do a bit of research, I think.
Yes.
Is the LSL for sale? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. So
no, it's my favorite guitar you've got. No.
So what happened is I took it in as a part exchange for another guitar. So I don't know yet. I don't know. It's one of those things. Oh, what I do is I like to have my core guitars, which is my Les Paul, my Tellys, PRSs, Strat, Tellys, that lot. And then there's always a couple of guitars that are floating around that I don't mind sort of.
Tell the good people of the internet for how many days you had that. What's his name? The black the black and red one.
Oh, the Pete Thorne.
Yeah. How many days did you have that guitar for?
A week.
A week. 7 days.
Yeah, and it's a really good guitar. I just didn't bond with it. As much. It's a really, really good guitar, but it was just a little bit.
Ah!
No. It wasn't that. It's just, I don't know. I can't explain it. It was just a bit safe. It was a bit safe sounding. It didn't sound. It just sounded a little bit too. I can't explain it. It didn't sound vintage at all, which I personally like. Vintage, even though I like vintage instruments to sound modern, it didn't have that vintage tone to it. It was very precise.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Have either of you guys ever played a Crimson guitar? I watch Ben's videos and always wonder how they were. I'd imagine they'd be pretty good. Yeah, I've played a Crimson guitar. It's a Crimson guitar. Do you know Crimson, James?
Not at all. I was going to say I had a cherry red one once, but never a crimson one.
Very good. Based down, I think they're based down Cornwall way. Right. Good, yeah, good stuff. They tend to focus more on they're not metal guitars, but the more modern.
Right.
They don't look modern, but the features are quite modern.
Okay.
Yeah, good, really good stuff. Majormal 1, the guys with the fanciest guitars write the shittest music. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, often you're right.
Jeff Rock, friend of mine, got himself a Gibson Memphis 2018 limited ES355, a 355 Black Beauty, right? Yeah, 3 pickups. He's got at least 3 other, including an original 63 and an Alvin Lee. Loves them. Wow. We went in. Me and James went into Alvin Lee's studio. Then we recorded. It's Alvin Lee, isn't it? The one in Soho.
Albert Lee.
No, that's Alvin Lee.
Are you sure?
10 years after.
Okay.
Oh, hold on a second. Am I getting confused? There's too many Lees.
Hang on.
Alvin Lee. Isn't Alvin Lee 10 years after? Was it Albert Lee? Oh God.
Mate, I think you'll find it's Albert Lee is Dean Street.
Damn, there, I've just made a fool of myself. Again. Yeah. Oh well.
I'm pretty sure. I'm just checking.
Mate. Nice. I don't know the Alvin Lee one.
I was watching a video from your mate.
Who's my mate?
The guy you want to be, Tim Pierce.
Oh.
About the Gibson Firebird.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be a good one for the collection because they're a bit different, and I like different. I like guitars that don't all sound the same.
Yeah, a little bit left field, aren't they?
Yeah, but I thought, that's definitely one for the collection, I think. and they,
Yeah.
you know, price wise, they're available quite sensibly at the moment.
Are they? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway,
David says, thanks a lot, fellas. I'm definitely going to try that next time. Nice one, mate. Yeah, give it a go. Let us know how it goes. Lee says, describe your worst performance. What did you learn from this experience?
okay. My worst performance.
Oh, I can't think of. There's loads of them.
It's got to be hundreds. Do you know what? I think I actually can. It depends on your view of worst. Played worst or worst gig, because I've played quite well at some pretty horrific gigs. I've also played quite badly at some hilarious gigs. I mean, there was a. Have any of you come across the absolute bastardization that is bandioki or rockioki, where basically you are live band karaoke for the masses to destroy? My line was always, I've been playing for the last getting on for 40 years, to have some moron come up and murder angels. I don't do it for that. But I did a bandioki the other night and really enjoyed it. So Larry North and I did a gig in West London somewhere, and it ran so late we couldn't get in. We had like this tiny little corner, and they were like, it ran so late, and I drank so much that I could barely play drums, and I still got through the night. I won't say it was great. I didn't care. I could barely stand up, let alone play drums.
That's good. That's good. I'm not going to say, and I don't mind saying what my worst performance is, but I've definitely got a worst performance that I was involved in. So I was with this band. I hope none of them are listening. It was a signed band, and the record company spent over $1 million on the album recording.
Wow.
It was proper old school recorded.
Budgets.
Recorded at Metropolis, and you know, people not turning up. It was that sort of. It wasn't like. There was loads of money.
Right.
Anyway, toured for a bit, wasn't going anywhere, and then we were all waiting for this for the big press day, which is basically where we did a performance. I can't remember what the venue was now, but in front of all the press, like all of the press, you know, Melody Maker,
NME,
all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, was, you know, it was a make or break of the band. The singer decided to put too much, or decided to have a bit of coke before the performance, and I've never seen someone more paranoid, and she messed up her whole career over that one stupid mistake. So don't do drugs, guys.
drugs are bad.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've just seen alcohol and drugs before. Well, anyway, drugs anyway, but alcohol before. Well, James has heard me play after a couple of beers. Forget it.
I'll have a beer before a gig, because I you know, to take the, and it sounds so cheesy, to take the edge off. Difference is, you know, if it was like, oh, I need a beer, I said, no, I like the taste of beer. I actually would. I would, yeah.
Have a beer.
I'm trying to think of worst gigs. I mean, I've done some horrendous gigs. I've done some weddings that you just want, you know, you want to lift yourself off the stage from. We did one gig at a venue we played quite a lot, and this woman came up to us and said, I don't like the music you're playing. And we said, you know, we were doing our very best to try and appease this woman. And all I remember is she was quite a big kind of, if I said matronly type woman, would you know what I meant?
You mean a bit of a unit, is what you're saying?
She was quite, anyway, her stick thin husband of 6 hours said, well, actually, I'm quite enjoying it. She turned around to him, nudged him in the room and said, you're not helping, Nigel. And I think we did the second set. She said, I like disco. So we did a whole set of disco. And she got to us afterwards and said, no, I didn't enjoy that either. I said, so what music do you like? She said, I don't like festival music, but I like Bruce Springsteen. And I said, you don't like festivals, but you like Bruce Springsteen. Well, he's headlining Glastonbury tomorrow night. It's a classic case of you can't please all the people all the time. I think that was the last time I actually wanted to be lifted off the stage and never go back.
Oh, that's horrible. When you can see people just not. I hate that.
Yeah, it was awful. Hang on. I've lost where we are.
So have I.
I've lost where we are because I just clicked off.
Where
Hang on.
Oh yeah, because we went down. So we're still before.
We are.
Jason,
yes, it's here. It's here.
Bruce Brooks.
I'm going to try that next time. Yes, there. Sorry, I got lost.
Bruce says, Paul, do a Katana video on a nice Gary Moore sound. Now that's a good idea for a video. That's a good idea. Okay.
I'll come in on that as a Gary Moore super fan.
Yeah, James will. Well, if I do it, James will tell me how much I got it wrong. Yeah, definitely. The thing about Gary Moore is, and I love
which era of Gary Moore as well.
It's always the thing about Gary Moore is what I think about is saturation. The amount of saturation that he's got is such a great guitar sound. The thing is, he's so tasteful in what he does, but he plays with a real sort of 80s
passion.
Tone. Yeah,
and proper. He's not light on his instruments.
God, he beats the crap out of it, doesn't he? Absolutely brilliant player. Shepherd 335. Try a Heritage 535. Love mine. See, I was thinking about Heritage. Again, it doesn't say, and I know that they're made in the Gibson factory. I know that, and they look fantastic. The only thing I don't like about Heritage, and I'm going to be slated for this, is the
headstock.
The headstock. I wish that Heritage had the Gibson headstock. It's just anyway. But I know they're fantastic guitars. And you know what? I'm going to go and try one. Thanks, Shep. David Stockton says, wait for usually this month or so when Gibson announced their new range. Oh, unless I've missed it, I got a tribute with P90s for $399.
Wow.
It was the previous year's model. Wow. That's interesting. The thing about I don't know if you're talking about if your question was over the P90 question or my 335 question, but the 335s in the UK are more or less sold out. It's gone bonkers.
Yeah.
Everyone's waited till I want one.
Of course they have.
Danny T, regarding the P90 guitar question, I picked up a 2011 Gibson Les Paul Melody Maker, nice, on a trade for some cymbals. Nice one. Bare bones, but it sounds great. And it was relic. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, get rid of cymbals. We don't need cymbals. Absolutely don't need cymbals.
Not sure about that, actually, Paul, but, I'll go with it for now.
Hey, Paul, how loud is that Iridium on a 2x12, let's say? It is bonkers loud, honestly. Did you, if you want to know how loud it is, go back and watch last week's show when Thomas Blue comes on. And he's got a 100-watt Marshall. And James and I always talk about, we talk about the difference between like a valve amplifier, that 100-watt valve amp and 100-watt, say like Boss Katana. There's a massive difference in volume. Thomas, on the amp one, Thomas plugged in both an 100-watt Plexi, and it was the same volume, wasn't it?
It was brutal. It was brutal. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's super loud, yeah,
but in a really good way.
Yeah. And also just to go back, with the Iridium and a Marshall, the thing about the Iridium is, or the Blue Guitar Amp 1 is that it's the same at any volume. Like a Marshall, you really have to crank it to get it to sound good. The Amp 1 just sounds good at low volume, mid volume, high volume. It's great. Sounds like we're getting paid and we're not.
We're really not.
No, we're not. Bruce, says, Heritage 335. Yeah, definitely. So the 535, Shep just mentioned that. Larry North, second hand, 4.5K. Get up to Stevenage for a look and play. 4.5 though. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of dough.
Jessica is really Dickie Betts.
Okay, I'll nod and agree. Yes.
Whipping post. That must be another one. I don't
Yeah.
know whipping post. Whipping post. Michael says it as well.
Yeah.
Collings I-35 or Eastman T59V. I don't think I could go for Eastman, even though they look really good. I don't think I could go for an Eastman.
You can't dull your snobbery senses down that much.
I just don't think they're. I don't think that they're a. And I'm not buying a guitar as an investment, but I want a guitar that holds its value. I don't think Eastman are going to hold their value. Allman Brothers, Dwayne Sound, anything from Live at the Fillmore East. So that's a famous album.
Yep.
I will check it out. I'll definitely check it out.
Okay, that will do that. Get on that.
Any more? It's sterile. Yes, I think we're talking about the Pete Thorne.
Yes. Yeah.
It is sterile. It's a bit sterile. Really good, really precise, but it's sterile like a gem, like an Ibanez gem is sterile.
Hmm.
The thing I didn't like about the Pete Thorne, and it's easily fixed, was the top position, the neck position, switched to a split coil.
Right.
And so what I want to do is when I want to go to the neck position, I want to flick up the pickup selector and go to the neck position. I don't want to flick it up and then go back one, because by that point I'm faffing.
Yes.
And I didn't like the neck sound. I didn't like the split coil sounds that much.
Right. Okay.
Jeff Brock, Alvin Lee, 10 years after.
Yeah. And everyone's saying you're right, I'm wrong.
Hey, I'm right, am I?
You're right, I'm wrong.
We did go to his studio then. There, I told you.
Yes, you're right, I'm wrong.
Dean Street. Yes, see.
I'm a big enough man to know when I'm wrong.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for putting James in his place. John Partridge, what's the secret to selling gear online? Just can't shift anything. Price.
Yeah.
Everything has a price.
And research.
Yeah, let us know what you're selling. We said we'd do this every week. It was John Green's idea, actually. John suggested, why not have like a weekly selling thing as part of the show? I think it's a really good idea. If anyone's got anything to sell, there might be someone watching that might go, oh, do you know what? I really fancy one of them. I'm looking for one of them.
Yeah, and we will hook you up, or we'll do something that hooks you up somehow. We'll work it out.
Yeah. If there's anything you're selling, let us know what you're selling. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Interestingly, this kind of is a great segue here.
Oh, John Partridge says also, what do you guys think of the new UA stuff? So shall we take a break from the questions and go to new gear?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, I've got it. I think it's there. I think it's that one. I'm going to move that to the start of the list, actually.
Okay.
Ready? Yeah.
So, danger, high voltage. Well, or
you've been planning that, haven't you? That shot.
I haven't actually. I just saw it and I thought that kind of came to mind. What do we think about this? I've got a theory.
Yeah. I think it looks. I don't think it looks very UA, which I'm a little bit disappointed about. It looks a bit budget. It looks a bit budget for UA. It looks like, you know what they look like? They look like Steinberg interfaces. You know the ones I mean?
I do, yeah.
And they look a little bit. I'm trying to think. Someone else has done something with the wooden sides. I don't know. Go on.
I can't say this for certain.
Yeah.
And it would be very uncharacteristically UA to do this.
Yeah.
But they look like they've been OEM'd.
That's what I mean.
They don't look like UA. Now there's clearly some UA tech in there. The 1176 button and the vintage button.
Yeah.
However, and again, could be me reading more into it than it really requires. This is UA's first kind of exploration into USB class compliance, isn't it? So iPhone and iPad drivers.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing. What I'm finding really weird is there was no launch video. The only video I could find on their site was 20 seconds long. That is not typical UA for a launch.
That's not UA at all.
That's like this has been thrown together quickly to try and either make some money or get rid of some chips they've got hanging around, or
Is
hey,
there DSP? I don't think there's any DSP.
there,
No.
there must be in order to run UA plugins.
No. They're not designed to go to use UA plugins.
Well, then they're
UA
just
being UA, it says UA being UA. You'd expect a bit of DSP thrown as well, but the Vault line seems to have none of that, so it isn't integrated with Luna.
That is very, very weird. I mean,
well, they're trying to break into the Focusrite market, aren't they?
Yeah, with an OEM product. It's just weird.
Well, let's not say it is OEM because we don't know it's OEM. So
no, but it certainly looks it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the thing is, if I was buying an interface and I didn't have an interface, and I was looking at my first interface and I saw something with Universal Audio on it, I'd probably buy that because I know it's going to be of a certain quality. I'd hope. No. Okay, move on.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
You're not convinced, are you?
No, I'm not.
I think.
Which is probably why I don't work with UA anymore.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's great. I'll be interested to see how good the 1176
and the vintage mode, what they do.
Yeah,
because the only thing I'm worried about with that is when SSL brought out their new 2 and 2 Plus interfaces, they put this magical 4K button on it. And I remember coming up with the best line of NAMM last time round was, what do you think of the newest? Does 4K all? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that would, even though it's quite a popular product, that looked rubbish.
And again,
crap.
OEM.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that from me.
Don't need OEM. Anyway, should we close that? Should we move on with the stuff? What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Ted Nugent, always getting himself in trouble. Ted Nugent says he took a parasitic worm medicine, which is called ivermectin, to treat COVID-19. And he calls vaccinated Americans stupid.
Is this musical politics?
No, but it's funny. It's funny. He took parasitic worm medicine to treat COVID, and he calls vaccinated Americans stupid. I mean,
nice one, Ted.
Well done, Ted.
Carry on.
Right, I like this.
I like the Mickey Take videos that lots of people have done.
Oh, I haven't seen anything on it.
There's a guy who's done videos of playing Sweet Child of Mine through it, Back in Black, and Enter Sandman through it.
What does it sound like?
This is why I think it's a Mickey Take, because you get bongo da da da.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, yes. So anyway, how much are these?
I have no idea. Too expensive. This is it. That's the guy. Watch. You have to watch the videos.
Can we watch this? Can we watch it? Okay, let's do Stereo Heaven. Should we watch this one? Okay, here we go. Okay. I love it. That's amazing.
You're such a child. You are such a child.
Do you remember that? Is it Miku? The Miku pedal?
No.
Is it Miku? It was. I think it was Korg. Korg did it. It was basically a pedal that made stupid noises. Anyway, right. I think this looks amazing.
That looks very amazing. What the heck is it?
So
it looks like
built mood guitars. So this is guitars with a built-in Chase Bliss effects.
Wow.
So we're sort of going back to the 60s, aren't we?
Yeah.
So it's got the mood pedal built into it, which is a bonkers pedal. But look at some of these finishes. Look. Oh, look at that. And
oh, that's cool.
Isn't they cool, aren't they? So really, really like the look of them. But
I mean, how complicated?
Oh yeah, the mood pedal is incredibly complicated. But the thing about this guitar is it going to go down the same line as, you know, all of those sort of 60s guitars
The
that
synth, the synth guitars and the Mega FX guitars and stuff. Yeah,
they just become a little bit useless. And, you know, if the pedal goes wrong, you've got problems anyway. But really cool looking guitars.
Very cool. I like that.
So a company has brought out the Watkins Rapier again.
I thought it was Burns for a minute. They look more like Burns guitars from there.
They do look a bit Burnsy, don't they? No, it's a Watkins. Yeah, I don't know.
As in the same company as a Copycat?
Yeah, that was Watkins, yeah.
So same look, they look like they're just trying to be Strat rip-offs with slightly different pickups.
Yeah. They've got sort of foil pickups, but they're what are they? So they're £429. So they're obviously Far East made, I would have thought.
Yeah, but probably sound quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Reverend brought out a new flat rock model, which I think looks
that's very cool.
Awesome. So this is their new pickups, I think. Looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
That's really good. Yeah, love that. I'm loving that. A solid guitar with a Bigsby. Proper good.
Very cool.
I'm going to skip by these because, you know, like we do guitar stuff, not
yawn.
Yeah, yawn. Okay, let's get rid of that. So James, this is something that you'd be interested in.
I saw this. Yeah.
So Warm Audio brought out a copy of the C800.
Yeah.
Now, James, how much is a C800?
If you can find one, minimum $5,000. Minimum.
Absolutely bonkers money. So the Warm ones are how much?
$1,200, I think.
Yeah, it's €1349. So
all right,
interesting.
Now the cool thing about this is I'm wondering if it's going to have the same problem as the real thing. So the reason you can't really tell on that image, the reason these mics sound the way they do, a part of it is because the valve is effectively outside the chassis in a very large heat sink that sits on the back of the mic. So the mic is actually a T shape.
Yeah.
However, they are then surrounded by a fluid. They're fluid cooled, effectively.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now, if you tilt on the real thing, if you tilt the mic in such a way that the fluid runs away from the valve gets too hot and that they fry.
Hey, can I just say they now retail a C800 is now 10K.
Ouch.
That's what it says there. Anyway, we don't do mics anyway. But anyway,
so you got to be careful with those.
Absolutely. I thought this was quite interesting.
Toyota are now making guitars.
Yeah.
Along with sewing machines.
Yeah. So there's a Lexus Fender custom shop.
That does look kind of cool, though. You know, kind of way, doesn't it?
Yeah. I like the car. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I don't like the price.
How much?
5.5.
Wow. Ouch.
Yeah, I think that's too much.
That's carbon fiber for you, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but carbon fiber is not that expensive. I think it's the fact that Lexus want a
cut them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So a new multi effects.
I saw this and thought, but
for bass. But how cool does that look?
It looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, talking about carbon fiber. It's quite interesting. I thought this was really cool. So Made on Earth Analog Chorus 60. So it's a authentic Juno chorus. So if you want something that's a bit more higher end than the TC one they brought out,
that's going to be cool.
Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it?
It does.
Price wise,
too much.
$526
for a pedal. That's a lot of money.
Too many dollars, yeah. And I think that's it. There's just me looking at
guitars that you can't afford.
Yeah. So someone's got one of them for sale. Someone's got that for sale. They've offered that.
That is rather nice.
It looks nice, doesn't it? Anyway,
there was another new pedal I saw, but I've now completely forgotten the pedal it was.
Not that's more important than the fart pedal. Anyway, should we go back?
Yes. Well, there we go. All gone
There we
back.
go.
So
There we
you wanted to tell us about another live thing.
Yeah. So, would anyone be interested? Because I'm guessing we've got quite a lot of Boss Katana users. Would anyone be interested in maybe a once a week or bi-monthly live show where I'm going through showing how to create a sound on a Boss Katana?
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and I could do it on Fridays. It could be my little Friday afternoon project.
That sounds
But
fun.
if not a Boss Katana, what would you like to see it produced on?
Could you call it Tone Friday or something like that?
That's
Because then
I like that.
Because then you could do katana, you could do blue guitar, you could do other effects pedals, or Tone Friday, Effects Friday, something like that. Could be quite interesting.
Yeah. So if anyone's interested in that, maybe
But do it as a live show.
Yeah. So it's a live show. So there'll be me sweating like a pig. God, I've got this so wrong. I've got this so wrong. How am I gonna get through this? But yeah, I think it could be quite fun. I saw Rhett Scholl do one on the Axe Effects, but the thing is, like, no one's got Axe Effects, or very. It's a niche market, isn't it? Boss Katana. Everyone's got Boss Katanas.
Most successful guitar amplifier ever made.
Oh yes. Right. Next question.
So jumping in, I'm going to just dive in with Mike. Mike did say yes, his daughter now runs. This is Jasmine Lee.
Yes.
Now runs Dean Street. Yes, you're right. She does. She's very nice. We have communicated. She's lovely.
Yeah, she's nice. Very nice. K. Michael P says, you guys are really young. We old folks are watching and correcting your musical background, but you are not responding.
We are. We have. You've been talking about. We were talking about the Allman Brothers. We did talk about that. So we did say we didn't know enough Allman Brothers stuff. We're getting there. Yes, we are. We are young. Yes, we are.
God, I wish I was young.
I'm happy to stay young. Thank you, K. Michael P.
Majormal One. I have to research Duane Allman. It's the most millennial. Oh, I see. Yes, it is. Apologies. Yeah, it's wrong, isn't it? Sorry. I think there's. I mean, if you said to me, how can I get a Fleetwood Mac tone? I'd be like, right. That's what you've got to do.
Or a Beatles sound, or most things. Just the Allman Brothers have.
Sorry,
other than Jessica, I'm sorry.
We can learn. Bruce says his worst performance was a piano recital at Carnegie Hall. Wow. When he was 12, completely froze up. Oh, mate.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, do you know what? I can trump all of those stories.
Go on.
Back when I was at school, I must have been probably 12, 13-ish. And I played trumpet because, quite frankly, I didn't play guitar then. And playing drums in the school wind band was not a challenge for me. Right. So I started playing trumpet, and I could make a noise. It was half decent. And my music teacher said, "Do you want to do a solo in the concert?" And I said, "Yeah, right. And what do you fancy?" She gave me the music to Star Wars. Now I could play that chart, no problem at all. But it's quite a smack in the face. She did it at the end of the second, like 3 tunes before the end, and my trumpet lip was absolutely shot from the rest of the gig. So all you got was it was awful. And I got to the end, and I didn't even stay around for the 3 people, the 3 parents who were going, "Bless him, he tried." Yeah, it was awful. It was awful.
Well, I'm not sure that quite trumps Carnegie Hall, but
it doesn't. But it was still pretty bad.
Yes, that is funny. Yes, I know. It's nice to take the piss out of us. Yes. Irish Music. Hi, hello, mate. How you doing? Good to have you on board.
It's great to see some new names as well.
Yeah, it's nice to have some new names. I wonder if they're all coming over from Blug because Thomas has probably finished his show now, so they're all coming over to ours. Jeff Rock says, I saw Alvin Lee at Llandudno. If anyone doesn't know that, you guys that don't live in the UK, that's pronounced Llandudno. Is that how you pronounce it?
It's technically two L's is technically sounds. That's Llandudno.
Which is, I think, is a Butlins resort.
It was a Butlins resort. Yeah. It's not anymore.
Okay, on a double bill with Edgar Winter. Wow, Edgar Winter. He had 2 full stacks running that were drowning out of the PA. Not even sure he had them mic'd up. Wow, awesome. Coca-Cola. What's that in reference to?
I'm not sure.
Oh, shame. Yeah. Larry North, James's drum cage took up the entire area at the venue we thought we'd need. That set the bar pretty low at Jivy's level. Never, drummers, never, ever, ever put your drums in a cage. It's oh my, I'm
not even going to start to defend my drum rack. It doesn't need defending. It was brilliant. Now just let's move on.
Sharina Sangui says, what is bad about? Is it bad?
Not sure. I think I'm lost.
Sorry guys. So what happens is we get so many questions that come in and we don't always know, we get to these questions quite a bit later on. So if you've got any questions,
they need to add a feature like you can in WhatsApp where you can reference what you're talking about.
Yeah. Just go, I don't know, Squire guitar.
Yeah.
Like that. And then we'll understand what's going on. But yeah, happy to answer any questions. John Lynn says, did you pull What If the World Didn't Turn Off the Streaming Music Services? It's one of my favorites. Oh.
No, we didn't consciously.
That's interesting.
Because it is actually my favorite song we've done.
No, not consciously. I'm wondering. Thanks for letting us know. I'll definitely check that out because that might be something to do with a credit card that's gone out of date or something. But thank you. Cheers, John. Jeff Rock, festivals, the worst way to experience 2 of my favorite things, camping and live music. Oh, I love camping.
Love a bit of camping.
Yeah. Cowboy Studios, just bought a Boss GT1 because of you guys. Needed something simple and small for rehearsal space. Nice one, mate. Yeah, good job. Mike Aiton, simulate festivals by string fire to £10 notes in your garden.
Setting fire.
Setting fire to £10 notes in your garden, eating shitty hot dogs and listening to broken speakers.
Yeah, it sounds like every festival I've ever played.
Hi, Ivan. How you doing?
Ivan's in the house.
I'm in the house. Keith Milner says, I have a Gibson SG with P90s. I picked up secondhand from a friend. Nice one. Yeah, I fancy. I had a 60s SG with P90s. It was awesome, and I was stupid at the time. Got rid of it. The song you guys did for that Warm Audio R2 was so awesome, for real. Such a nice track. Oh, thanks, mate. What one was that, James?
That was I can't remember. It's the one you and I did on one mic. So acoustic guitar, my vocal, and percussion and stuff.
What's the R2?
The microphone, the U87 R2.
Oh, thanks, Ivan. Cheers, mate. That's very kind.
Glad you like it.
Yeah. Lee says, what's the best piece of advice another musician gave you?
Be nice.
Stop overplaying. I think you learned that when you're quite young, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's a lesson. It is a lesson to learn. It definitely is a lesson to learn. It's turning up. So, like turning up one with the right gear, thinking about what you're going for. So, in other words, don't turn up to a blues gig with a BC Rich Warlock. And yeah, just not thinking that the gig is about you. It's about.
And be nice. Just be nice, because people will like you for who you are. They will want to work with you for how you play. Bear in mind, when you're in a band, you are 85% not on stage.
Oh, there's a great and I've been listening to Joe Bonamassa's podcast, and he keeps bringing up this keyboard player. He doesn't mention any names, but it's obvious that, you know, if you knew the keyboard player, you'd know who it was. And he's just said amazing player, but just couldn't tour with him because he was a nightmare.
Your playing will get you the gig. Your personality will keep it.
Absolutely.
That's deep for 9:15 on a Wednesday.
He's proud of that one.
I am. I'm going to keep it.
Hi, Queen Sharina. Nice to have you on board.
Now, Paul.
What?
Hang on. What's going on? A girl has joined the podcast. What's going on?
Fantastic. This is our demographic of, I think it's like 1%.
Not even that, probably.
Anyway, yes, nice to have you on board. Andy Smith says, James, how are you liking the HR MX5? Nice little sports car.
I absolutely love it. Do you know what? When I built my pedal board.
Hold on, just in case no one knows what we're talking about.
It's coming.
The Head Rush.
It's Head Rush MX5. It is awesome.
Isn't it?
It is a brilliant little thing. It's actually gone onto my pedal board. Because I thought, well, it seems daft to have a thing that's floor mounted just randomly on the floor. I've put it on the board.
Nice.
So it's tidy. My studio, tidy. See?
Nice. Yeah, good job.
So yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. I still reach for my 11 rack at the moment because that's the thing that's permanently plumbed in. But there are still things that the Head Rush does that the 11 rack doesn't do that I really like. There's some of the chorus and the delay patches are better. Lots more amp models. The fact you can have your own impulse responses in that thing, it's brilliant. It's for under 450 quid. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good unit. Carlton Jones says, do you have any updated patches for the Head Rush? Wow, everyone's asking about the Head Rush. At MX5, do you still feel the same way about it so far? Interesting.
Absolutely, I do. I do have loads of patches. I need to work out a way of how we put the patches on the site. How do we do that? I have no idea.
Okay, because the site's changed, so it's all on that WordPress thing now. So I need to work that out.
So I have probably 50 or 60 really cool patches that I'll put up for free. A lot of them are stuff that I've transferred from my 11 rack because that was such an easy thing to do.
This is what we're going to do. Next time we come over, bring the Head Rush over. We'll demo the patches.
Yeah.
And we'll find a way of us, like a download server, something like Google Drive or something where people can download them. How's that?
Yeah, we'll do it like that. So however we have to do it, we'll do it. It's awesome. I love this thing. I really do.
I should get one because it seems like it's quite popular for videos.
Very cool.
Peter Lambert says, last week you guys both said Luna sounded different. We never had time to say why it does sound more analog. It sounds more analog because of the technology it's got in it. It's got some summing system. It's software based.
Yeah.
But it emulates, the mixer emulates going through a Neve console or an API console, and it sounds brilliant.
Has to be said, these are all paid for extras.
Yes.
But it does sound very good.
But Luna's free, so
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Luna's free, so spend the money on the extras.
It's the only time Luna is the only time I would say, my normal view on anything free is if you're using free in a professional capacity, pay for the subscription. Whereas with Luna, of course, you've already paid for the subscription because you've got yourself a universal audio interface.
Yeah.
So using the free thing, it's not really free. However, some of the Luna extensions, the plugins that are specifically for Luna are amazing. Ravel, the piano, sounds absolutely stunning.
It's brilliant.
I've actually started using the piano. If I want a really good piano for Pro Tools, I run it through my laptop to record audio digitally rather than MIDI digitally.
Interesting.
That's how good it sounds, I think.
Yeah, really good. Keith Milner says, really, the only significant way it can sound different if it hasn't got any DSP is in the preamp. No, it's the processing, the way that they're making the summing engine.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, any DAW could do that if they bought the technology from the coding from Universal Audio. There's nothing. Yeah, it's just programmed, but it does sound different. DVD soundtrack. DVD question. Don't know.
Creature, I've got nothing on you. Nothing for that. Let us know a little bit more about your question.
Yeah, please do. Happy to answer. UA. Mike Ayton says, I'll be selling some studio monitors and a stereo 520 quad amp. Wow, quad amps. Awesome.
That means Mr. Ayton's bought some PSIs, I think. That's a very nice purchase if that's what I think you've done.
Nice. Oh, the new UA stuff. Yep.
We've talked about it already, Keith. If you missed it, we said it was probably not as UA as we'd hoped it would be.
Well, yeah, Keith James has got slightly different opinion to me, but it's it seems like it's UA getting into budget interfaces, which in Interfi, which I don't know if that's UA's thing. I think UA is known as a quality brand. Probably should stick to being a quality brand.
Probably.
You can't run UA plugins. No, you can't.
No.
Very true. Very true. Yep. That's right, John. Yeah. Nor Luna. Yeah. Yeah. You think, but it's them trying to get.
That's a mistake. Not being able to run Luna on it is a mistake because they should be getting people into Luna at a ground level. That way you don't. That way you sell your upgrade path.
You are so right. That is so true.
That's a big mistake. Not even a slimmed down version of Luna.
Yeah,
that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
I appreciate there's probably reasons why they can't because of Luna being so dependent on DSP for its real time engine, yada yada yada. But that's a mistake.
Hey, have you put up the? Have you posted the link?
I have. I'll post it again. There's the link. If anybody wants to join us in the show, you can do.
Clean.
Come and say hi. We don't bite hard.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. It is the beginner's market.
Yeah, but I think not having Luna or a version of Luna there is foolish because all you're going to do is then try and convert someone later on. Whereas if this is their first interface, there's no conversion to do.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
John Waller says, for my iPad, this would have been great. Yes,
Agreed.
I do agree. If I was going to be buying an interface for my iPad,
you'd buy a Focusrite because it's even cheaper still.
Maybe. I think I'd probably still go UA. But anyway, yes.
That was what I saw, Mike, the new Eventide Trichorus. I saw that and thought it looked very, very cool. I've got friends at Eventide, and I think I'm going to try and hit them up and try and get some stuff out of them. But yes, nice.
They do Eventide do some great stuff. Jeff Rock says Pete Thorne talks about how they designed that guitar as a do everything Strat shape with Les Paul edges, trem, double hum with splits wiring to flick up to the Strat next single, jack of all trades. Yeah, the only thing is, and yes, you're right. And don't get me wrong, I'm not putting it down. It's a brilliant guitar and it was played so well. But the split coil doesn't sound as good as a Strat neck.
Proper single.
Strat neck. So I'd always be taking it on a gig, and it's one of those sort of do it all guitars. But every time I switched it up to that Strat neck, I'd be going.
So the only problem with jack of all trades is generally they're a master of none, and there is a reason we have more than one type of guitar.
Yeah, the Pete Thorne, the bridge pickup on the Pete Thorne is really good. Really good. It's really, really crystal clear. It's really good. Actually, that's what I'm going to miss about that. Jonathan McCulloch says, love the look of the Eventide Trichorus pedal. Hello to everyone. Hello, mate. Good to have you on board. Yeah, I haven't seen it, James, actually.
Looks amazing.
Does it? He said, wow, of course he did. Don't know. Sorry, John. Sorry, John. Let us know if you want to repeat the comments. Let us know what it's about.
The demo videos for the Trichorus, it is not great.
Is it?
I didn't think it was that great.
Oh, okay. That's a shame. Oh, Ted. Yeah, Ted Nugent. He loves getting himself in trouble, doesn't he?
When anyone says Ted, though, in the UK, all I think of is Ted from the Fast Show.
Oh yes,
The,
yes.
the gamekeeper, the gamekeeper, and the posh landlord. Yeah,
That's so funny.
Ted.
Really funny.
Yes, sir.
Top Load Telly says Tom Bukovac is an amazing first-class call session player that shares many of his playing secrets. You all can check him out at 501 Chorus Echo on YouTube. Fascinating content. Absolutely. Tom Bukovac is a brilliant guitar player.
And Top Load Telly, or Tom, as we're going to call you, because that sounds like an absolute plug for his own channel.
I don't think Tom Bukovac needs to plug his own channel.
I know, but it was a funny line. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I love Tom's playing, and it's like he hits it really hard without hitting it hard to play absolutely the right note every single time. Yeah,
he's a great player. What a great player.
Beautiful player.
Jeff Rock says, imagine getting copyright strikes with a fart pedal. It's true. Think about that.
Does that mean that Rick Beato won't be doing that pedal?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. Luckily, we don't monetize this our live show, so it's. No. I think we'll be all right. I don't need a pedal for that. That's why Ted is residing in the Where Are They Now file. Nice one. Jeff Rock, Alexa has a fart app. My grandkids drive me mad with it. Yeah, my son loves that.
My kids haven't found it yet.
Haven't they found that?
No.
It's good. It's quite good.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You might need some Brussels sprouts or baked beans. Brussels sprouts. Oh, I love Brussels sprouts. We're coming to Brussels sprout season. Waiting for the new UAD bubble and squeak pedal. Nice one.
Yeah, we're starting to show our age now, folks. Bubble and squeak.
Oh, I love bubble and squeak.
Yes, so do I. But
that's a very British thing, I imagine.
Yes.
Paul Taylor says, have you looked at Eastwood guitars from Canada? I've owned a couple, really cool looking. Had an Eastwood Airline in red like jet black, probably on par with current Epiphone build quality. Oh, nice one. I thought Eastwood. Oh no, it's Eastman, isn't it?
Eastman, yes.
Oh, I don't know Eastwood. Oh, I'll check him out. Thanks, mate. Jeff Rock. Wow, Watkins. A friend of mine got a Watkins Joker amp rescued from a skip. It's an amp with a built-in copycat. Oh, 3 inputs and a mic stand. It's got about 25
valves in it. Amazing.
Oh, you wouldn't want to replace the glass on that, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
Great out of a skip though. It's funny. I remember one of those Watkins amps. I can't remember the model. It's the one that had the V front, and it was blue and white. Yeah,
I remember the one you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the Lexus self-charging? Very good. If you like the Fender Lexus, check out the Harley Benton Yugo line.
I remember those. Very good. Very good.
Lol. Nice one. Yes.
Yeah.
Jeff Rock had a Lada Riva. Was that the 4x4 one? I think it was.
No, the Riva was the one that was basically you had a Skoda and the Lada Riva were the same sort of that. Oh yeah, they were awful.
Okay, yeah.
It was like all those jokes. Why does the Lada have a heated rear windscreen? To keep your hands warm as you're pushing it up the hill.
Yeah, it's funny because I bet all our American listeners haven't got a clue what a Lada or they're like Eastern European cars built in the Cold War.
Yeah,
really, really bad cars. Top Load Telly, yeah, Cat Show. Oh, Katana Show, yeah, great, do it. Yes. Okay, good. This is good. We're getting some love for this.
Yeah.
A monthly Katana Show sounds fun. I'm thinking more than that because I think it'd be like fun to do on a weekly or bi-monthly. Oh yes. Speaking of new pedals, Alec Bourne says, speaking of new pedals, have either of you tried the Wahoo Wah French pedal, analog wah with app control? Oh, cool.
No, I haven't.
Analog wah. It's an analog wah with app control. I'm checking that out. Should we have a look now?
Surely you have a look, and I'll do a terrible joke that I'm currently stewing in my brain. That should go. Surely, if it's a French wah wah, shouldn't it go honky honky hon?
That's not very good. That's terrible.
Is it?
Okay. Shocking.
I'm sorry.
Shocking.
I am tired.
Yes. Honky hon. Let's have a look. I can't find it. It's not on the Tinterwebs.
Alec, find us a link and post it in the chat, and we'll show it and stuff.
Please do. Yeah. Stick it in the where are we? Where are you? You're there. Okay.
I'm there. Don't worry.
Jeff Rock said definitely the Katana. That would be great. Really liked your video you made where you made sounds for the GT1. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah, I mean, I could do different things. So I could do the GT1.
Surely, there's got to be some kind of alliteration we can do. Like Tonal Tuesday will be an obvious one, but there's got to be a Friday, the Friday afternoon tone challenge or something. I don't know. There's got to be some catchy name for it.
Yeah, I'd like to do it. Great idea. Great. Brilliant. Lee Wills says, superb idea. Boss Katana Fridays. Boss Katana Fridays. That's quite good. It would be really cool to get some tips on how to dial our Katanas to sound and feel like Vox Deluxe's Tweeds and Dumbly stuff. I'll be all over that. Yeah, great. I think it is what it is. A Katana is not a Vox, a Deluxe, a Tweed, or a Dumble. It's definitely not a Dumble. But it's definitely got, it's a great amp. It's a great amp, and this, they are quite complicated. They are quite,
I think as soon as you start saying, "Oh, it's got to sound like," I think we can say, let's just go for amazing tones rather than, "Oh, it's the sound of." I mean, you can get pretty close to a lot of things, but it's never going to sound like a Dumble for about 12,000 reasons.
So, what time should I do this?
Oh,
should I start this Friday?
Ooh,
I'm thinking 5 p.m. UK time, because people can watch it afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have a bit of research tomorrow. See if I can achieve that. Lee says Dwayne Skydog Allman has killer blues guitar tone. It is powerful and fiery with a beautiful crunch. Yet it's also very precise and clear guitar tone. I've definitely got to check out some Allman Brothers. Steve Smith says Mercia. America.
America.
Sorry. I've got my glasses on.
Yes, yeah.
Top Load Telly says Ab's guitar tone were and remain unmistakable. Dwayne, Dickey, Warren Haynes. Just saying. What's ABBs? Allman Brothers.
Allman Brothers Band.
Allman Brothers Band. Understood. Warren Haynes. Yeah. There's a Gibson 335 Warren Haynes edition.
Ooh.
Maybe I should look at that. Ned Almedo. Hello. Quick question, if you please. How does the Boss IR200 sound with a pedal board? How does it react to overdrive or fuzz pedals? The simplified doesn't sound good and clear with OD and fuzz. So we're planning Boss, and I'm talking Boss at the moment about planning the next video. We don't know if it's going to be the IR200 with pedals, which is one of the video ideas. The other one is the Boss IR200 with the GT1000. So, yeah. Yes, hopefully there'll be a video coming soon. But if whatever video happens, I will definitely do one with the IR200 with pedals and get that working for you. So bear with us. And Bruce Brooks says Jeff Rock saw Blue Cheer at the Fillmore East in the early 70s. Had both outboard aisles completely lined with Marshall stacks. Just got my hearing back last month.
Nice.
How about an MX5? Oh, that's good. I'm gonna have to big Paul up for that. He's done it, hasn't he?
MX5 for Friday.
MX Friday.
Yeah.
MX5. Oh, it works perfectly. MX5 day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Like that.
Yeah, I need to get one, don't I?
You do. They're great.
The thing is, I'd only be buying it for videos. Anyway.
Well, you have this one. I'll buy the big one.
Tempting.
Very tempting.
K. Michael P says, at Bruce Books, you old me, 1970, The Who, still deaf. Nice. Too loud, aren't they?
Yes.
It's funny now, like how conscious we all are of our hearing.
I remember the first time I ever heard a a proper Marshall stack, and it was 2 4x12s with 2 plexis on top.
Oh God!
And I remember sitting at the back of a fairly sizable, probably big sort of school halls or auditorium type room, with my fingers in my ears because it was so loud, and I respected my own hearing too much. Even at like 12, 13 years old, I thought, this is just too loud.
Yeah. As a drummer, you are one of the only drummers that I know that hasn't got a little bit of hearing problems.
Pardon?
Yeah, very good. Okay, next question.
Yeah, but I've been very aware of it, all the way through my Butlins career, and no, I've always had ears in. I've had ears in for about the last 30 odd years.
It was a career, but
it was career choice.
David Rose says Brian Wampler said that the Fender Hot Rod 62 reissue Telecasters and Strats are going to double in price in the next year. He said he buys them for the next alone. Interesting. Hot Rod 62. Check that. Top Load Telly says PreSonus Sphere is a tremendous value. Yes, PreSonus make good stuff. It's a shame with PreSonus that their stuff is more on the budget end. See, this is what I think. I think UA make. It's not premium, but it's pro gear. PreSonus make the lower end stuff. I think
the thing is, there are very few. I mean, if you go super high end, there's some amazing stuff, and there's lots of companies doing amazing things and really stepping out of their comfort zone to do cool stuff. But that stuff is super expensive. Yep. In the kind of the middle game, nothing's bad, but nothing is really out there. Nothing is really pushing boundaries, because that's not what the middle ground does.
But you don't need. I don't think you need to push boundaries anymore. You buy an Apollo and it sounds great. You can record a whole album with it, and it sounds fantastic.
If you've got mega money, you go and you buy a Burl Mothership.
Of course,
because it sounds amazing.
But the difference is minimal. It's not like night or day. It's
no,
not
I agree.
Oh my God, yeah. Anyway. Bruce Brooks says, K. Michael P at Jeff Rock. I'm 69, feeling like I'm 30. Nice one. God, I wish I felt like I was 30. 69 myself. Easy.
Dude.
Don't do that to yourself. Not to yourself. Majorma 1. I've been running Luna with Apollo for a year now. It's the best sound for my boomer ears. Nice one.
Oh, bless all you lot. You boomers.
What consists to be a boomer? Baby boomers, I guess. That's so.
It's post WW2,
right?
So, okay, but 45 to something.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but yeah.
John Wallace says I had a Focusrite for my iPad and ended up replacing it with Apogee Jam because it defaulted to channel 2 when the guitar was plugged in. Which it wasn't. Yeah, that's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, issues aside, I mean, you do get problems with gear, but they are few and far between.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're buying an amp from Move On.
Have you tried that yet?
I haven't had it out of the box yet because I've not been home.
Okay. K-Mark P says Gibson tried to make dual guitars in the 70s. It didn't do well. That's very true. Don't remember the model. They've done it a couple of times. They did the Les Paul. Oh, God, actually,
wasn't the Les Paul double cut supposed to be the?
No. So they've basically done some. In the 80s they did some sort of pointy headstock.
Oh God, yeah, they were awful, weren't they?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Matt, hi Matt. He says, hi at Paul Taylor, just seen a JCM 900 in Moto Music in Cardiff for 649. A few Marshall combos under 600 as well. See, bargain.
Massive bargain. I mean, me getting that JCM 900 2x12 for 300 quid was just off the chart amazing. That amp is not.
And I want to know what guitar that is that Matt's got and who it's signed by.
It looks like a 335, doesn't it?
It does look like a 335
with
60s.
a Bigsby and the block inlays.
But yeah, Matt, let us know about that. And do you want to sell your 335? I want a 335.
Oh
John
no,
Wallace
sorry.
says,
Oh yeah, so
oh yeah,
so that's the same again, I think.
oh yes,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, same one.
thing.
Yeah. Keith says, I think the 4x4 was the Fiat Panda. Yeah,
No,
that was
no.
a shocker as well, wasn't it? No. There's definitely a Lada that was a 4x4.
There is and there's also a 4x4 Fiat Panda as well, believe it or not.
Yes. Yeah. I had a friend that had a Fiat Panda. Basically, the back seat is like a hammock, isn't it? It's such bad cars. The stuff that we had to put up with the UK in the 80s. David Bro says, Katana show. Is there a reason not to buy a second Katana just to hear the stereo? That's a good idea.
It was good, wasn't it? It was good that day. We had the two set up.
Thing is, I've lent my Katana to a friend. He's only around the corner, but I'd have to. The guy who I got the 335 for, the Epiphone 335.
Have you still got that 335?
No, it's a friend.
But
it's a friend.
Could we borrow it so we could compare a new one to my one?
Yeah.
I'd love to do that for a video.
Yeah.
You know, my 30-year-old one, my now vintage Epiphone.
Yes. Alec Bourne, MIDI Mad Scientist says, here is that Wawa. Have we got it?
They can't post links, can they?
Oh, damn. No, they can't. One of the things I like about the Katana. Sorry, mate. How can we do this? I'll tell you what. Can you send us a link via the website, via the email address on the website, and then we'll do it next week?
Yes, definitely.
Keith Milner says, one of the things I like about the Katana is it mostly isn't trying to sound like other amps. Yeah, that's the thing about Boss. They don't go into that calling the amplifiers.
Yeah.
Mock Marshall names and
tangerines and blenders, blender and
that's blend. Oh, very good. Yes.
And Snuggies.
What's a Snuggie?
Boogie.
Oh, very good. I've never seen a Snuggie, but I've never seen.
You must have seen a blender.
I think so. Yes, I think I've seen a blender. John Wallace says, James, have you plugged in the MX5 into the power amp insert on the Katana? It's great sounding. Boss recommends this insert for modelers. It seems to work like a solid state AB power amp with a 1x12. Oh, nice.
I haven't done it yet because my Katana is still in storage because, but yes, all those sort of things are on my list of plans of world domination. But yeah, the Katana's coming out of. I've just been booked to do a 3-day rock school during half term, so the whole reason for having a Katana in the first place is about to finally come to fruition again after 18 months of not doing them.
Excellent.
Yes.
Nidomido, that's a good name. Great, I'm happy that I found your channel. Now I have to sleep. Cheers from Sweden, from a Bosnian guitar nerd. Great. Nice to have you, mate. Top Low Telly, cool show, rats. In the weeds on nerdy guitar sound stuff.
We do our best. Loads of new names today. It's great.
Peter Lambert says, remember the days when the Cornford amp was the one to own? Yeah.
Didn't we find a Cornford, one of their baby ones, for like next to no money on eBay?
Well, the Harlequin. The Harlequin, I think it's a 5-watt.
Yeah. Great for a studio amp.
Oh, yeah. I mean, great. I mean, that is like completely hand built. That I can see just behind my head there. There's a Cornford 1x12 speaker. Really good cabinet, that. John Randall, Thin Lizzy Hammersmith Odeon on the Live and Dangerous tour generally could hardly hear for a week. Yeah. It's how you use the gear you have. Very true.
Very, very true.
Magic Warner again says 1963 birth is a cut-off for boomers.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Jeff Rock, Rick Beato's video talking about boomer bends on guitar. What's boom? That's interesting. What's boomer bends?
I have no idea. We can't watch it though because it'll be demonetized because we've watched it and he'll blame us.
Keith Milner, I'm tempted to flog my Mark 1 K100
Katana.
Katana one, as I reckon they'll bring out a Mark III in the not too distant future with Bluetooth and stereo. Do you know what? That'll be killer if they make it stereo. I haven't heard anything about them bringing out a Mark III, but
it would make sense.
Yeah. Major Mel 1 says, I have a Cherry 1967 335 with a Bixby. Dude's fawn over it when I take it out to gigs, which isn't very often. I'm not surprised. Keep that in a nice warm home. Luke Davis says, hey lads, hope you're well. Hope you're well too, mate. Good to have you here.
The irony, of course, that Luke's now chiming in when we're about to pull up sticks and take our ball home.
Hold on, can I just talk about if that's Luke's picture?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some nice amps there.
There's some very nice amps there.
Yeah. Keith Miller says probably with the BT Dual as an option.
Bluetooth.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I think when Boss do the next Katana, I think that'd be great. Jeff Rock said it was Tim Henson taking the pee out of old guys doing boomer bends. I mean, I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool because Tim Henson's got a very unique style.
And also, what's a tennis player doing talking about bending strings?
Very good, James. Very good. John Wallace says Tim Henson from Polyphia calls string bends boomer bends in passing during an interview with Rick Beato. So is that because, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a very unusual player. I mean that in a really good way. He doesn't really do bends now.
It doesn't really do it for me either, personally.
I mean, no. I mean, he's got a very sort of modern take on guitar, which I think is pushing the guitar forward, which is great. But I'd like to hear him do the bend. Don't take the piss out of people doing bends if you can't do bends yourself. Luke Davis, I just got up.
Good work. Good work indeed.
Yeah, but he's in Australia or New Zealand.
Yeah.
Carlton Jones, you guys have convinced me to get the Headrush MX5 to pair up with my Katana 100 Mark II, Roland JC120, and a PRS 2408 SE. Nice
rig. The Roland JC120 is on my shopping list. I will have one day when I have the new studio.
Don't get me started. Phil McNally says, got a Bluetooth receiver for my Katana, 15 quid, works great. Nice. Mediocre tennis player at that.
Right, and I think as we're on the terrible jokes, it is definitely time to put to.
Don't go! I don't want to go.
I need to sleep. I so need to sleep.
Talk to people.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Oh, you can talk to Siri.
No thanks.
She wants to talk to people. Hang on.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, go away, Siri.
John Wallace says, I think Tim was joking. Later in the same interview, he talks about how his father introduced him to guitar through Jimi Hendrix and the like. Oh, awesome. Phil McNally, same here, but no Bluetooth control app. To everyone here, 37 watching, only 17 like. What's up? Only 37 watching? What's going on?
Well, I'll make it 40.
God, that's not a big one today, is it? But anyway,
no,
nice to have everyone.
Hey,
nice to have the 40.
It's nice to have you all with us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for reaching out and being so communicative as always. We don't have much of a show without you, quite frankly. We'll be back next week for more of the same. We will do our research. We'll go away and Paul's going to be terribly millennial and go away and learn about the Allman Brothers.
Yep.
And I will probably try and get some sleep so I don't look like death warmed up next week.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be nice, James. Yeah, please.
It'd be good, wouldn't it? So thank you very much to everyone. We will see you same time next week. And from myself and Paul, good night, stay safe, and we'll see you again soon.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.